What is up, guys? Wrestling Premiere is here. Alright, the so-called A show. This edition of SmackDown showed that without Roman, it's still good, at least in my opinion. It was a nice change of pace to give him the week off. I always hear about how if Roman wasn't on the show, it would suck. Yeah, I disagree with that sentiment. They obviously have that rematch problem. For the most part, other than the Roman stuff, I get entertained by SmackDown. Edge's return last week was pretty shocking. Like, Paul here was referencing Roman's victories, and I have thought Shinsuke or even Finn would come out. But it turned out to be Edge, and it's cool to see him back. I thought he was going to return on the first SmackDown with fans, so it was a shocker. Alright, enough talk. Let's get into it. So Edge, of course, kicked off the show cutting another A+ promo showing why he's one of the best. He still showed some bitterness and resentment over WrestleMania Daniel Bryan, and he also mentioned how he knew that there was always some shenanigans, like interferences, but he was still hard-headed. He didn't give a damn, and he was going to go after Roman and take his title. Matter of fact, Edge was under the belief that he had already beaten Roman at WrestleMania, and for some odd reason, Reigns, is scared of him, despite the fact that he's got two of his lackeys doing his battles for him. I don't know where the hell Jay went. He disappeared. Jimmy's running the show, I guess, now. He's Reigns' right-hand man, I guess. He's playing mascot for Roman Reigns, and he's fighting his battles for him while he's out today. In other places, Corbin was down bad. This guy's car was getting repoed, and by the looks of it, they're trying the old MVP storyline where he gained sympathy. And I don't know how Corbin's going to turn into a babyface. It's just weird to think about since he's never been a good guy. But anything other than King Corbin is fresh. The tag match itself, Big E and Shinsuke against Apollo and Corbin wasn't bad. But please just get Big E away from Apollo. I think they've done a little too much of that. It was hilarious to hear the announcer mistakenly call him King Corbin before realizing it. And I hope they do way more with this story. And the commentary team on the other side of things was really roasting him hard. They teased homelessness, and I hope they do some videos outside the arena. Sort of like DDP in WCW 1996. He was in the depths of hell. He was at rock bottom, and somebody, a mysterious benefactor, saved him. All in all, I could say this story is interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing where Baron Corbin goes from here on. I hope it's an entire character change, because I'm hoping for something other than what we've got for the last 2 or 3 years with Baron Corbin. In other places, Bayley was calling Bianca's win, and you already know what word she used, a fluke. Champ comes down, Bayley makes it seem like he was scared of accepting yet another challenge. Belair was fed up with these rematches, as am I, and so laid out a challenge for Money in the Bank. SmackDown Women's Championship, I Quit match. Now, to Bayley, this was a joke and even teased quitting WWE if she lost. She accepted and the match was confirmed a few minutes later, and by the end of the segment, it was clear that Bayley was regretting her decision. I don't know if she leaves WWE stipulation is added. I doubt it. It was more of a joke, I assume. But yeah, these two have been feuding for 2.5, actually 3 months now. They really dragged this thing out throughout the spring and summer, which I didn't expect. I honestly expected Bayley to be a 1 or maybe even a 2-match challenger. And following that, they'll bring in somebody else. I legit thought Carmella or somebody else was going to get a title shot. That clearly wasn't the case. Alright, last man standing. Now we're talking. These two are sworn enemies. Every once in a while they cross paths, and for some reason the stipulation for the match has me believing that the winner wins the entire thing. They'll win Money in the Bank as well. Because they went through all that hell, all of that punishment, and in the end they won't win it. That's what I assume. The match itself was entertaining, but then again, it's as likely as Hulk Hogan politicking. That table spot and Sami smiling really got me. I really thought Sami Zayn was the winner of the match. I don't know what it is with Kevin Owens and Last Man Standing, but he's superb in those matches. The absolute intensity from both men in the final third was certainly a sight to see. When Sami was shouting straight at Kevin, I thought the match was over and Sami's gonna get that briefcase. Turns out that was nothing, because Kevin Owens turned into Kevin Steen and became a murdering SOB. He slammed him through 2 tables within 10 seconds before hitting the apron powerbomb, and I didn't even mention that pop-up powerbomb in the middle of the ring. I was kind of sad that Sami lost, but after the KO outrage, how he went super insane? I ain't mad. I do hope they find a way to give him a spot, though, because Conspiracy Sami with a briefcase would be cool in my opinion. But yeah, he took 4 power bombs, and the match was excellent. I don't need to say it. It was superb. It was very entertaining. And these guys, they can't do anything wrong. They can't. It's like the equivalents of Rey Mysterio and Kurt Angle, John Cena and Edge. Those guys that have chemistry with each other and always deliver in their matches. Even their weaker matches are always good. Also, maybe those powerbombs turned Sami Zayn babyface. I don't know. With the match they had, I don't think anyone was going to top that. And spoiler alert, they didn't. So following this, Sonya Deville came out to announce the next contestant in the Money in the Bank ladder match, which ended up being Zelina Vega. What's going on here? Weren't people saying she's gonna be with Andrade down in Jacksonville or something? I didn't really expect this. I heard some rumblings, After Aleister Black's release, I was like, nah, there's no way. Turns out they signed her. She is here. It's insane how things fly by. Like, I remember how she was talking about the Twitch thing on Twitter back in November. That wasn't even that long ago. Like, to see her returning, it's kind of odd. Liv Morgan, of course, she's in this storyline where Sonya Deville refuses to give her a spot in the match. You know, she beat Carmella, and she still didn't put her in. And Liv seemed to take notice of this. You know, she's seeing how Sonya's choosing favorites, and so she slapped the hell out of Vega, and they had an impromptu match. It didn't even last that long because Zelina cheated to win. Well, actually, the ref took notice, so Liv reverses and wins. Cool. I like seeing babyfaces returning the favor, and I don't know where this is leading, but I hope Sonya refuses to put Liv in before putting herself in the match and forcing Liv to fight for a spot, and then she actually wins Money in the Bank in the end, and they finally make another female star on SmackDown. But yeah, if this leads to Liv Morgan, somebody new winning the Money in the Bank briefcase, I am all for it. Seth Rollins, meanwhile, was going super sane, complaining about Edge getting a title shot. We all know it's coming. You know, that match with the Edge at SummerSlam. So Sonya booked a match against Cesaro, rematch alert, with the winner qualifying for Money in the Bank. Yeah, they've been doing too many rematches lately, but I think this is the end. I hope it's the end, and it will certainly be a good match. Meanwhile, Otis is looking like a whole other person. Like, they stripped everything fun away from him. He's slower, angrier, and it's like he died and somebody else took his body. Also, with the new character change and the newfound aggression, I just think these two should be thrusted into the tag title scene. Like, the division could use some new blood. Dawkins looked like a jobber. Otis and Gable, they better give him a title shot sooner rather than later. In my opinion, they should win the gold and have this dominant run or something like that. I wonder what you guys think. Do you guys think these guys should be tag team champions eventually, or do you guys prefer the Otis of old? As for the main event segment, well, Edge was smart in knowing what's up with the family, you know. He knew that if he went out there, they were going to attack, but he didn't give a damn, because Angry Edge is built different. Angry Edge didn't care, despite the fact that he knew very well that they were going to attack him kayfabe-wise. Jimmy decided to appear and provoke him verbally, and Edge's music plays. He's looking for a fight as well, and he reminded Jimmy of what happened to his brother, and nobody's telling Jimmy that nowadays he's Roman's. He also said that the trap wasn't even for himself, it was for Jimmy because somebody's was left all alone with the Rated R superstar. They brawled back and forth, culminating with Edge locking in a crossface sleeper. New finisher, I guess. I mean, we saw at WrestleMania. He speared Jimmy so badly and even locked in the hold again using a remnant of the cherry, reminding us of WrestleMania once again. Edge was completely unhinged and was giving off a 2004-2005 vibe. Roman doesn't show because he's not here, and SmackDown ends with Edge staring at me angrily like I was the one who signed Christian to AEW or something. Overall, SmackDown is cool. I just think they gotta chill on the rematches. I hope with the crowds coming back, most of the feuds are one and done. They don't need to drag a WrestleMania feud all the way up to SummerSlam or something like that. It's kind of unnecessary, and they could, like, easily change up the matches in a way. Like, have Apollo face Cesaro, have Carmella face Bianca. They could just change it up easily, but they just don't want to do that. I don't know why. But yeah, like I said, I enjoyed the show. They gotta calm down on the rematches. My favorite match, of course, was Last Man Standing. I mean, nobody was gonna top that. That's when the show peaked. Edge's segments were very entertaining. The guy is excellent with a mic on his hand. His segments are always some of my favorites of the show, and this time it's no different. I want to know what you guys think. Did you love that Last Man Standing match? Did you like Zelina Vega's return? Or were you angry when you saw her? I mean, I saw some people on Twitter complaining about how she should have went somewhere else, and it's her decision, you know. But yeah, like I said, I enjoyed the show for the most part, and I want to know what you guys think. And that's it for this video. Make sure you hit a spear on the like button, or perhaps the pop-up power bomb on the subscribe button. Peace. I'm out.